The first question is, how many types of business transactions are there in accounting? The answer is there are two types of business transaction in accounting, revenue and capital. Second question is, explain real and nominal accounts with examples. A real account is an account of assets and liabilities. Examples, land accounts, building account, etc. A nominal account is an account of income and expenses. Example, salary account, wages account, etc. Now let's moving towards the third question is, which accounting platform have you worked on? Which one do you prefer the most? The answer is, describe the accounting platform. QuickBooks, Microsoft Dynamics, GP, etc. that you have worked with and which one you like the most. Fourth question is, what is double entry bookkeeping? What are the rules associated with it? The answer is, double entry bookkeeping is an accounting principle where every debit has a corresponding credit. Thus, the total debit is always equal to the total credit. In this system, when one account is debited, then another account gets credited at the same time. Fifth question is, what is working capital? The answer is, working capital is calculated as current assets minus current liabilities, which is used in day-to-day trading. Let's moving towards the sixth question. The sixth question is, how do you maintain accounting accuracy? The answer is, maintaining the accuracy of an organization accounting is an important activity as it can result in a huge loss. There are various tools and resources which can be used to limit the potential for errors to creep in and address quickly if any error do arise. Seventh question is, what is TDS? Where do you show TDS on a balance sheet? The answer is, TDS, tax deducted at source, is a concept aimed at collecting tax at every source of income. In a balance sheet, it is shown in the assets section right after the head current asset. The eighth question is, what is the difference between accounts payable and accounts receivable? Now let's suppose for a while, in case you are in the field of accounts receivable, then your answer would be look like, accounts receivable, the amount a company has right to collect because it sold goods or services on credit to a customer. Accounts receivables are assets. The 8th question part 2 is, what is the difference between accounts receivable and accounts payable? Now let's suppose for a while, in case you are in the field of accounts payable, then your answer would be look like, the amount a company owes because it purchased goods or services on credit from a vendor or supplier. Accounts payable are liabilities. Now let's moving towards this ninth question is, what is the difference between a trial balance and a balance sheet? A trial balance is a list of all balances in a ledger account and used to check the arithmetical accuracy in recording and posting. A balance sheet, on the other hand, is a statement which shows the assets, liabilities, and equity of a company and used to ascertain its financial position on a particular date. 10th question is it possible for a company to show positive cash flows and still be in grave trouble? The answer is yes, if it shows an unsustainable improvement in working capital and involve lack of revenue going forward in the pipeline. 11th question is, what are the common errors in accounting? The answer is, the common errors in accounting are error of omission, error of commission, errors of principal and compensating error. 12th question is, what is the difference between inactive and dormant accounts? The answer is, inactive accounts are which they are closed and will not be used in the future. Dormant accounts are not currently functional but may be used in the future. 13th question is, are you familiar with the accounting standards? How many accounting standards are there? The answer is, there are currently 41 accounting standards which are usually used by the Accounting Standards Board. 14th question is, why do you think accounting standards are mandatory? The answer is, accounting standards play an important role in preparing a good and accurate financial report. It ensures reliability and relevance in financial reports. 15th question is, have you ever helped your company to save money or use their available financial resources effectively? The answer is, explain. If you have proposed an idea which has affected the company's finance positively, tell how you have optimized the process, and how you came to such a decision through historical data reviewing. 16th question is, if our organization has 3 bank accounts for processing payments, what is the minimum number of ledgers it needs? The answer is 3 ledgers for each account for proper accounting and reconciliation process. 17th question is, what are some of the ways to estimate bad debts? The answer is, some of the popular ways of estimating bad debts are percentage of outstanding accounts, aging analysis, and percentage of credit sales. 18th question is, what is a deferred tax liability? Deferred tax liability signifies that the company may pay more tax in the future due to current transactions. 19th question is, what is a deferred tax asset and how is the value created? The answer is, a deferred tax asset is when the tax amount has been paid or has been carried forward but has still not been recognized in the income statement. The value is created by taking the difference between the book income and the taxable income. 20th question is, what is the equation of asset test ratio in accounting? The answer is, the equation of asset test ratio in accounting, asset test ratio is equal to current assets, inventory, or current liabilities. 21st question is, what are the popular accounting applications? The answer is, I am familiar with accounting applications like Seagram Software, Financial Force, Microsoft Accounting Professional, Microsoft Dynamics AX, and Microsoft Small Business Financials. 22nd question is, which accounting application you like the most and why? The answer is, I find Microsoft Accounting Professional the best, as it offers reliable and fast processing of accounting transactions, thereby saving time and increasing proficiency. 23rd question is, tell me something about GST. The answer is, GST is the acronym for Goods and Service Tax, and it is an indirect tax other than the income tax. The seller charges it to the customer on the value of the service or product sold. The seller then deposits the GST to the government. 24th question is, what is bank reconciliation statement? The answer is, a bank reconciliation statement or BRS is a form that allows individuals to compare their personal bank account records to that of the bank. BRS is prepared when the passbook balance differs from the cashbook balance. 25th question is, what is tally accounting? The answer is, it is an accounting software used by a small business and shops to manage routine accounting transactions. 26th question is, what are fictitious assets? Fictitious assets are intangible assets and their benefits are derived over a longer period. For example, goodwill, rights, deferred revenue expenditure, miscellaneous expenses, preliminary expenses, and accumulated loss, among others. 27th question is, can you explain the basic accounting equation? The answer is yes, since we know that accounting is all about assets, liabilities, and capital. Hence, its equation can be summarized as assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. 28th question is, what are the different branches of accounting? The answer is, there are 3 branches of accounting: financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting. 29th question is, what is the meaning of purchase written in accounting? The answer is, as the name suggests, purchase written is a transaction where the buyer of merchandise, inventory, or fixed assets return these defective or unsatisfactory products back to the seller. 30th question is, what is retail banking? The answer is, retail banking or consumer banking involve a retail client where individual customers use local branches of larger commercial banks. 31st question is, what is offset accounting? The answer is, offset accounting is a process of cancelling an accounting entry with an equal but opposite entry. It decreases the net amount of another account to create a net balance. 32nd question is, what are trade bills? The answer is, these are the bills generated against each transactions. It is a part of documentation procedure for all types of transactions. 33rd question is, what is fair value accounting? The answer is, as per fair value accounting, a company has to show the value of all of its assets in terms of price on balance sheet on which that asset can be sold. 34th question is, What happens to the cash which is collected from the customers but not recorded as revenue? The answer is it goes into deferred revenue on the balance sheet as a liability if no revenue has been earned yet. 35th question is, why did you choose accounting as your profession? The answer is, I was good at numbers and accounting since my school days, but it was during my 10 plus 2 I decided to adopt this field as a profession and did bachelor's and then master's in accounting. 36th question is, what is a MIS report? Have you prepared any? The answer is yes, I have prepared MIS reports. It is an acronym for Management Information System, and this report is generated to identify the efficiency of any department of a company. 37th question is, what is a company's payable cycle? The answer is it is the time required by the company to pay all its account payables. 38th question is, what is a scrap value in accounting? The answer is scrap value is the residential value of an asset that any asset holds after its estimated lifetime. 39th question is, which account is responsible for interest payable? The answer is current liability account is responsible for interest payable. Conclusion. The bottom line is this: be prepared, do your research and understand the job you are being interviewed for and how your skills, personality and experience met the job requirements. Close the interview with questions. Pass on your calling card if you have one. Thank them for their time and give a firm handshake.